It's a slow day at the office. Good morning, America. Start your day with Christ. Start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a dummy. No. Never, ever that. Hey, it's a slow day at the office, but we got the levels. We got our levels. We got our levels right here. We're not buying nothing. We're not buying nothing under there. I mean over there. We needed to drop. Drop it like Bitcoin. Drop it like Ethereum. This is the 500. S&P. Research. Hard work, dedication, strategy. Oh. We waiting for the pullback. We needed to pull back. We needed to pull back down. 10% is buying, 10% is selling, 80% is patience, 80% is waiting. Oh. We got some boxing videos coming up. Crack Baby Wahid. Crack Baby Wahid is back. He's fishing for stay busies, paydays, and pies. He wants pies. All he wants is pies. Come on, baby. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. We needed a drop right here. Or maybe here. Or even better, down here. Those are my lines. My buying lines right there in green. No, there's no money up here. That's how you get caught. You see, when you buy in the base, when the chart is going like this, choppy, right? Like it's not going all the way down, it's not going all the way up. When it's like, you know what I mean, going up and down like in a straight line. You see how these like got straight lines right here? You know what I'm saying? It's called basing, crack basing. We're not getting caught in the crack base. No, sorry, Bob. That's how you lose your money, dun. No. You need a swing down. You saw how this is a big swing right here? Swing down, that's where you get in right there. Bow. And you go all the way up here. You go up here, and as soon as you know what I mean, you see a little bit. You see a little red right here, a little red right here. Don't get too scared. You got green. Now if you keep seeing red and red, you gotta get out. But you know, you could deal with a little red. You could deal with a little red right here. Another green, another green, another green. A little red. And you see, you gotta know when to get out. You gotta know when you see a little tiny little red right there, that's where you need to get out. But you could set it. You could set it from here. Don't get too greedy, because that's how you get caught. You could set a buy limit right here at this line and a sell limit like right about here. You know what I mean? Because if you wait up to here and you get a little too greedy, then the next one is red and it sells, and then you lost your money. And then the next one, blah, you lost all your money. You know what I mean? You see that big one? Once you see that little tiny one, you gotta be out. You gotta be out before that though. But you definitely have to be out by that little one. That little drop of blood, you need to be out, because this other big line right here, you see these two big red lines? That's where all your money's gone. Right back to bottom. You know what I mean? But regardless, you want to get in around down here or right here. And the closer to the top that you get in, you got to be careful. When you see it chopping like this, like waves, you know what I mean? Like even waves, you see how the top is even. These two tops are even. This one is almost even. You know what I mean? These two bottoms are almost even. This bottom and this bottom are almost even. You will need to stay away from that, son. You're waiting for a drop. You're waiting for another drop down here. Hold on. Let me make this smaller. You're waiting for a drop. You're waiting for a drop. You see how it's like going up a little bit, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like this. It's not like that big one right there. You know what I mean? It's not like that big one. This is looking fishy right here. I don't like this at all. No. This shit gotta drop back down here, son. Let me move this over here. This shit gotta drop right back down here, at least to like right there. And then you set your buy limit, automated. You set your buy limit in this area right here. In this area around your line. You know what I mean? Now this line here is set from days ago. You see how it goes all the way back? You see? It goes all the way back to over here. You know what I mean? Before it dipped. Look how far it dipped over here. Hold up, let's open this up. Bring this back. See how these lines are from days ago. This one, well, not from days ago. This one's from 8:30, right before the market opened, and 9. And you know what I mean? The buying and selling starts around 9:30. You want to wait until 9:30 or so. You don't want to go in, you know what I mean, too hungry, too greedy. Don't get too greedy, son. This is not gambling. This is not FanDuel. This is not Sports DraftKings. This is not gambling, son. This is not the casino. You need skills. Why the hell is FanDuel sending me mail? FanDuel sending me mail every week. We have a epidemic. The new COVID is gambling. Look, they're sending me $50 cash points. Begging me. They're begging the champ. They're trying to entice. They're trying to entice. They're trying to entice the champ. But the champ ain't having none of that, son. No. I don't gamble even $5 at a barbecue. No. Never that. I don't do no type of gambling, son. I get money. I don't gamble my money away. Chill. This shit is not a game. You think it's a game? You think it's a game? It's not a game. No. The first thing you need to do is remove the gambling mindset. No poker. No poker. No FanDuel, no DraftKings, no Bet USA. None of that shit. No spades. No dices with the homies. No. If you want to make money in the market, you need to get rid of all the gambling. Here we go. The shit is going up slowly, but it's not at where I want it. 10% is buying, 10% is selling, and 80% is waiting. Like a wolf in the woods, like a snake, ready to strike, right here or right here. Ain't no money up here. Ain't no money. This how you get caught out there. That's how you get caught out there in the trap. No. I don't need to know everything. I learned the basics. When it's basing, that's called basing. When it's like not going up, not going down. when it's like right now, you know what I mean? Just like a little wave. That's crack basing, too much fentanyl. That's not for me, son. That's for Kensington. That's not for me. No. That's the Kensington. That's the Kensington, Philadelphia of stock market right there. That's the crack basin right there. No, I need to sit down here so I can get some money from here back up here. This is not that hard. I mean, it does take some studying, and you gotta continually study and research. You see, last night I was researching, and I already knew before the morning. I already knew that it started down here. You know what I mean? That was gonna start down here. Well, it really started over here, but around there. Look, hold on. Let me take you back. Let me take you back. Let me take you back. Let me take you back, dun. Hold on. Okay, the market. This is pre-market right here. This is pre-market. 7:15, 7:45, right? And the market started at right over here. You see where I started my line? I started my line a little before. I started my line at 8:30 because the market opens at 9 and the trading starts at 9:30. You see, right there. That's where I started my line. That was yesterday's. That was yesterday. And it started this morning pretty good, but you don't want to get in too greedy. You don't want to get in the morning immediately because you don't have any track record to look at. You know what I mean? Except the day before, but yesterday was a different day. It could start rocket shipping. Many days it starts rocket shipping. You know, straight line, green. You know what I mean? Green is buyers, right? And red is sellers. Green is obviously going up. Red is going down. But in the first couple of minutes of the, you know what I mean, the market opening, you don't want to buy. Because you see how it was selling, was going up. Boom! And immediately it went, it went down. You know what I mean? And then it went down again. You know what I mean? And it didn't go all the way down here. But then it started chopping. Crack basin in Philadelphia. It started crack basin. As soon as I started seeing these little tiny ones up and down and tiny, I was like, no. I'm not getting in there. No. And then I put you see my line right here? You gotta wait for the crack basin. Oh, that's a whole lot of crack basin for about an hour. All the way down to 9:42. You gotta wait, son. And then, blah, when it came down here, and it hit my buy limit. That's my buy limit. A buy limit is an automated market order that you set, you know what I mean, beforehand. And when it hits, you put that line there, and when it hits that line, it triggers to buy it at your price, your low price, your cheap price, so you can make money. And then you make money. Then you see green. A little down. You can hold on to that. It went down here, but it didn't go back down here. If you start seeing this red going down, you need to be out. You need to take your losses, take your L, and be out before you lose all the way down here. And you lose like $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Just take your $100 loss, your $200 loss over here. You know what I'm saying? If it passes this. You see how, if it passes this, the bottom, this you can hold on to. You're going to see your money go down $200, $400, $500, right? You can wait all the way down here. Down here, you know what I mean? It's up to $300, $400 your money has gone down. You know what I mean? And if it hits here, you got to be out. You got to take that $500 L, or, you know what I mean? Or it depends on what market you're in. It could be a $50 L, you know what I'm saying? But in this market right here, the S&P 500, right, your futures, it would be a $500 L around there. If you got in over here. If you got in over here, you see, you really got in over here, right? And then you waited all this time. Right? And if it hits here, you break even, really. You know what I mean? If it goes below here and it starts going down here, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, then down here is where you start losing money. Here you just break even, right? But it didn't go down here. And many times it doesn't go back down here. Many times after the basin, it goes back down like halfway. It doesn't go back down all the way. You see how it only went down a little bit. So you can hold on. You know what I mean? It's not going to hit your stop loss. Your stop loss would be like right below here, right? Your stop loss, this is your break even, because this is what you bought it at, right? You bought it over here. That's your break even, this line right here. And right below it is your stop loss, like down here, right? Depending on how much money you have in your account, okay? A lot of little details you gotta learn, but a lot of little details I have to learn. But you know what I mean? Your stop loss is like around down here. If it hits this line over here, if it hits your stop loss over here, you're out of the trade. You take your L, shut the computer down, and go for a walk. Do not come back. Do not come back, you know, with rage, trying to triple up and you know, win double. You know what I mean? Because that's how you lose double. You just go take a walk. The day is over. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up. You gotta take that L. You know what I mean? But as long as like 55 to 60% of your buys or your sells, your positions, as long as 55%, you only got to go a little bit over half of your positions winning for you to make big bucks. The number one rule though is that the other 45%, that you don't lose too much. That you lose $100, $200, $50, $300. That you don't lose $500, $1,000. You know what I'm saying? But you see, back to what I was saying. You see how it didn't go back to being choppy waters. It just dropped a little bit. You know what I mean? It just dropped. You bought it down here. So you still got profit to here. You know what I'm saying? You still got profit to over here. It dropped down a little bit. No big deal. But then immediately right after, a minute after, this is a minute chart. This is a minute chart. Every one of these lines, it's a minute. And right here, you saw it go right back up. Bow. And then it started chopping. You know what I mean? You started chopping. And then around here, you gotta be out. You gotta take your wins, your profit, and just be out. And then it started chopping. Then it started chopping and still chopping right now. This is live right now. This is live right now. The S&P 500. The S&P 500 is 500 of the biggest companies in America. 500 of the biggest companies in the planet. And you see it's still chopping. It went up a little bit. It went up a little bit past the line. These lines. These are lines. You gotta look at these lines, right? This is the base. The crack base of Kensington. This is the crack base. They call it the base because they're even. You know what I mean? The bottom base. You see how these bottom bases over here? And they're like close to these and close to this one. You know what I mean? And it's slightly going up. But it's not going up how I like it. It's not going up how I like it. I need it to hit down here. That's my buying. That's my buying limit right here. That's my buying limit right here. We're gonna bring it down a little bit. Make it even. That's my buying limit right here. If this shit does not come back down here, we're not buying anything. Because we're not buying shit to get into choppy waters. Crack basin. We're not buying anything to get into this mess over here. No. We need this shit to go all the way back down here to the level that it was before. You see this level right here? And you see this level over here where it started, you know what I mean? Did a little chop. And over here it did a little chop. You know what I'm saying? Now, we could buy here and it could go all the way down here. We're still good because, you know what I mean? From here to here, you're losing money because it's going down, but you know it eventually is going to go right back up within an hour. You know what I'm saying? And as long as it's not too late in the day, like it's not like 3:30 in the afternoon. You don't want to do that at 3:30 in the afternoon because the market closes at 4. But as long as it's like 12, right now it's like 10:30. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. You could buy it here, wait for it to go down all over here, and then bounce right back up. And then you're going to get all this money back up over here. The money that it went down that you lost over here, a little bit of money, you're going to get all that back. And then from here, back all the way up here, you're going to win. And then you want to sell again around another base, another line, another, you know what I mean? You got to recognize the patterns, right? It's not going to go from here, you know what I mean, to the moon. You know what I mean? It's not going to go like, I mean, sometimes it does, but it's not going to go like all the way like up here. You know what I'm saying? That's not reliable. That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to go from here to here. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to Blah, like a rocket fly off the chart. You know what I'm saying? It's most likely gonna go, you know, let's just say, hold on. Let's hope. We're not buying nothing in this area. This choppy waters, just like before, like over here, remember down here? The choppy waters down here? We're not buying nothing in these choppy waters. We wait until here. You see the big dip? You see how this bottom here is mad different from this area here, right? This big dip right here, we're buying around here in this middle area right here or at the bottom. And then we're shooting, blah, getting money right here. About $800, $1,000, $2,000, right? And eventually we're going to start buying double contracts and triple contracts and quadruple contracts. And this little area right here eventually is going to be about $4,000 to $5,000 in profit. Hashtag no lie. Then when we start seeing the choppy waters, the crack basin in Kensington, Philadelphia, tweaking. When we start seeing the tweaking, these are little crackheads right here. The little crackheads, we stay away from the crackheads. We don't deal with the crackheads. You know what I mean? We see that it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up. This is just a base of nonsense, and this is where you lose your money. This is where 80% of traders lose their money because they're greedy. They want to get in. They can't stop trading. They can't be patient. You must be patient. Like I said before, 10% is buying, 10% is selling. And the other 80% is waiting. Waiting is the biggest part of the game that a lot of people don't want to accept. This is not DraftKings. This is not FanDuel. This is not BetUSA. This is not gambling at the barbecue. This is a whole lot of waiting. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have my music. Hashtag no lie. Hold on, let me get my music. Hold up, son. I need my Christian reggaeton. So, yeah, a big skill. The major skill is watching and waiting. Hashtag no lie. That's what a lot of people don't tell you. Is waiting. Setting your levels of where is your buying area. You know what I mean? You want to buy for a profit. You don't want to buy to lose money or to get chump change. This chump change right here. This little crack rocks right here. Because this shit is going up and down and going up and down. It's not really going up. I need it to go up. So we set a level to the previous bottom. The previous bottom is this. That's the previous bottom. That's of this range. The lowest point is this. So we're gonna set our buy order right here. You know what I mean? Or maybe a little bit. She is coming back down. You see it's coming. This is live. See it's coming back down. It's coming back down. Hold up. Let me hook you up. Hold up. Let me make sure this is on. Hold on. I was doing my research over here. How much my stop loss is going to cost me? 25-point stop loss is like $1,200. It's just not a game, son. Yeah, $1,250. You see? You see right there? You see right there? $1,250. Each one is $50. Every single point is $50. You know what I mean? The S&P is not like a regular stock. It's an index fund. So every one of these points, you see these points over here? Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. You see these points over here? Each one of those points is $50. It's like 7,344 times $50. It's counted by points. It's not counted by dollars. It's not $7,000. It's 7,000 points times $50. So you need to know, how much is at risk. You need to know where it's basing to stay out the crack base. Stay out of Kensington, Pennsylvania. Stay out of, Chicago. Stay out the Bronx, nigga. Stay out the Bronx. You need to stay out. That's Brick City right there. That's Brick City right there. That's Brick City right there. That's 18th Ave, Brick City. That's Lyons Ave, Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. You need to stay out that shit. You need to stay out. You need to stay away from Lyons Ave. You need to stay away from Lyons Ave, nigga. Before you get rocked for like 2 G's and they shut down your account. You know what I'm saying? You see, waiting is the biggest skill. Knowing where to strike knowing where to get out, and knowing when to wait, which is 80% of the game. I just dropped a major gem on your dome piece. Boom! That's a major, you have no idea. It might sound simple, right? But that's a major gem, a major key. That's a major key right there, done, because 80% of what you do is wait and analyze, wait and research. You know what I mean? Draw your lines. Hold up. I need a new line. I need a new line, son. Hold up, done. Hold up, done. I need a clone. I got another one. I'm about to put this one over here. There you go. So we need a little higher, around there. Wow, that's another buying range. You know what I mean? But we really want this one. This is like a this is a red buying. You know what I mean? Like a maybe. That's a maybe. That's a maybe right there. That's a maybe. We're gonna make that one red. That's a maybe. We don't even like that one. Our baby's down here. That's our baby right there. That's our baby. Yo, get all the good. See, I don't even know how to use this shit that well. I'm still learning. I need to figure out how to get all these things out of. Get this shit out of my fucking thing. What the fuck? I need this shit out of here. Hold on. I need to switch computers. I got another computer. I need to switch it up, but I need to move all the files over there and all that shit. You see, I got another computer. I got another one. But I need to set both of them up. But this computer, I need to replace this one that I'm using right now, and have two of them with another one that I have, in a different room. Let me hold up. I need to get this. I gotta get this. There you go. Get this shit out of here. Hold up, done. Hold up, done. You know I need my music. Hold on. Redemil. No, I want that one. Some Gabriel MC. Yo, play my shit. Where's my shit not playing, son? This computer just fucking gets me mad. You see how it's buffering? Because it's old. Oh man, did I shut it off? I did. Let me open it up again. Hold on. Let me close this. Let me stay focused. So I need to get focused, not music. But I could play around. I could play around because this is chopping. This is crack basing. You see this pattern that happens often. While the big pattern, the money pattern doesn't happen that often. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave you with that. You know what I mean? You gotta wait for the big pattern. You gotta wait for the good patterns. You know what I mean? And the majority of the patterns are, you see how this pattern here is very, very similar to this pattern here. This is crack basing in Kensington. Crack basing on Lyons Avenue, Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. That's not where you want to be. You know what I mean? In the Bronx. You don't want to be crack basing in the Bronx because that's how you're going to lose your money. You know what I'm saying? You need to wait. And these patterns of like skyrocketing from the bottom to the top. Now we hear these patterns, these big patterns. You see that big skyrocket right there? That don't happen that often. But if you fuck around in the Bronx, in Brick City, in Lyons Avenue, in Kensington, Philadelphia, if you fuck around in New Orleans, you're going to end up losing your fucking money. You know what I mean? So you need to be patient. Like I said before, 10% is buying, 10% is selling. And the other 80%, even 90% is waiting, is researching, putting your levels. You see, you got to use these levels. These lines help you a lot. Because they're indicators to where you should be buying. And if it's not at that line, you don't buy. You need to set a strategy and rules for yourself. You cannot just randomly be buying shit because you think it's going to go up or down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you need to go upon research, upon previous pattern. You see how these lines, all these lines start all the way over here, like the day before. You know what I'm saying? Earlier or hours before. You know what I mean? All these lines are from hours before. So, you know, this gives you a pattern. The line is an indicator of the pattern that has been following. And, you know, if the market doesn't go back to the pattern that you want, if it keeps chopping along here and slightly going up and slightly going down and slightly going up, that's not for me. I need a swing. I need a big swing. You know what I mean? I need the chopping to go away, to stop, dip to this line. I'm not going to take you all the way back here. Hold on. Hold on, people. I'm sorry. Hold on. Delete. I don't need that one. So this line here, hold on. This line, you see how this line started like before the market opened at 8:15. This is the best line over here. This one, the bottom. Because you go back to this pattern. I want this over here to go back. Ideally, I want this. Hold on, I can't move my, hold on. Let me move my thing. Ideally, I want this to come all the way back down here so I can get all this money when it goes right back up. But, you know, it's most likely not going to go all the way down here. But I'm not going to buy shit in this red area. You see, that's why it's red. You know what I mean? That's like crack area. I'm not into that. I'm into this. I'll take that money from here back to up here. I'll take that money from here back up to up here. I'll take that money from here back all the way up here. These are 3 areas of money. You know what I mean? But you needed to come back down so you could get your money on the come up. There ain't no money up here. Ain't no money in fucking Crack Avenue in Kensington, Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? You need to wait until it comes back down here, and down here. And if it doesn't come back down here, then you don't buy. Then you just relax. You know what I'm saying? You make your money in the first swing down here. You made your money over here. You already made like $800, $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to put that money back in here because you're anxious, because you want to fuck around and lose your $800, $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And if it's double contracts, it's $1,600, $2,000. You're trying to hold on to that money. You see, a big part of this is patience and holding on to the money you already have. Not putting it back on the table, continue to shoot dice. You know what I mean? And fuck around and lose all your money like a dummy. You see, that's a big part of the strategy. This is not gambling. You're in here looking for patterns, striking at the right pattern, taking your money out, you know what I'm saying, with some profit. You're not just going to wait until it goes up here and then just wait and wait, thinking it's going to go to the moon. You know what I mean? To the moon. I'll be hearing that shit on Twitters. That's why all these crypto dummies have lost like, you know what I mean, $400 billion in like the last week. You heard, you know what I mean? I don't know if you heard, but crypto has been crashing. These niggas lost all this money because they just stayed in the market. They're like, hold. You know what I mean? You know how Bitcoiners and cryptos, they got that saying of hold. You need to hold for life. No, nigga. You need to get in, get money, dump the bitch, and keep it moving with your fucking cash in your pocket. This is an investment. You're in it to get in and get out. There's no getting in and just stay there forever until you fucking lose your money. What kind of stupid shit is that? You know what I mean? Like, the stock market is not crypto. The stock market is not gambling. You're not here to just buy this shit and hold it forever and ever and ever and ever. Now, you could have another portfolio. You could have another different account or another section of your account that is for long-term gains. You know what I mean? For companies like Google, Apple that you know are never going to go out of business. You're waiting. Some companies take a little bit longer for their big swing. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you sell. That's why you put an automated sell limit so you don't have to watch it. And that's okay. You can have like half your portfolio or 20 to 30 to 40% of your portfolio be long-term. That's okay. But if you want the big money, the good money, you need to get in and get out the same day. Get in and get out in 2-3 days. You know, ideally the same day. Get out this bitch with like $1,000, $1,600. You know what I mean? If it's double contracts, $3,000, $2,500. And then you start saving that money, not losing that money. You don't want to go back to the market the next day and lose the money the next day or 2 days later. You know what I mean? You want to go back to the market and instead you won $3,000 or you made $2,000. Now you're gonna invest $400. Low. You're not going back and investing the whole 2,000, 3,000 like a dummy. You need to have a strategy to hold on to your fucking money. You need to be greedy with your money and careful with your money. You know what I mean? So you go back the next day and you're investing 200, 300, 400, keeping it low and humble. You know what I'm saying? While you're still holding on to the other $2,500 that you made. You're not risking that money again. And then when you get another big shot, you get another one that you triple up $400 into $2,000 or $400 into $3,000. Then you do the same thing. You know what I mean? And then when your account is like $50, $100, $200, $300,000, then when you got like 500 grand, 600 grand in the bank, then you could go risk $1,000 because $1,000 to 300,000 is like investing $50 out of 2,000. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a ratio that works. You know what I'm saying? Where it's always in your favor. Where it's always where you win. If you win 55% of the time, just a little bit more than half of your positions have to win. You know what I mean? And you do that by staying out of fucking Kensington, Philadelphia. You see how it's been crack basing? You see how it's live? This is live. As long as you stay out of Lyons Avenue, Irvington, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? As long as you stay out of 18th Avenue, Brook City, New York, as long as you stay out of the Bronx, you know what I mean? The boogie down Bronx, as long as you stay out of, you know what I mean, Marshy Projects in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? As long as you stay out of, you know what I mean, Queensbridge, you know what I mean? Life is not a rap video. This is not a rap video, my nigga. This is not a game. This is not an adventure in Atlantic City or Vegas. This is not your trip to Vegas, gambling, fucking spending your money on dumb shit. You see how it's crack basing in the Bronx. You see crack basing, crack basing, crack basing, crack basing, more crack basing. It's not coming down. It's not coming down to where I want, and it's not going up to where I want. How is it gonna go up to where I want if it doesn't first go down to where I want? You need to wait for it to go down first, for it to go up. Obviously, what comes down must go up, but it must come down first. It can't stay in the middle. You know what I mean? It's getting close. You see how it's getting close? You see how it's getting close? It's getting close. So you set a buy limit, an automated trigger right here. You know what I mean? You're just watching it, you know, to have fun. It's about to hit. It's about to hit. It's about to hit. It's about to hit. It's about to hit my buy limit. It's about to hit my buy limit. It's about to hit my buy limit, baby. Hold on. Let me bring this over here. Let me bring this over here, son. It's about to hit my buy limit. Hold on. You see that's my buy limit right here. My computer's like freezing because of the music. It's because of the music. I can't play the music and do the thing at the same time. So it's about to hit the buy limit, right? That's an automated trigger that has already been preset where when it hits this line here, when this comes down here and it hits that line, it automatically buys it for me. And then all I have to do is just wait. Then I just wait. Let me close this. It's the music. The music fucks it all up, man. I can't play the music and watch the chart at the same time. I gotta change computers. But once it triggers the automated buy, it buys it. And then you could set up an automated sell limit. This is your automated buy limit, which you set it, you know what I mean? Because you've been watching this. You know what I mean? You need to plan ahead. You know what I mean? This is not gambling at the poker table. This is not random. You know what I mean? It does take a little bit of luck, but this is not gambling. You need to research this. You need to plan. You see, I was planning this from 8:30 this morning. I was putting in my lines. You know what I'm saying? This is not, you know what I mean, drunk of the draw, you know what I mean, playing, you know, blackjack at the casino. This is not that. Now, a lot of people see it like that, but it's not that. You know what I'm saying? This is planning and strategy, hard work, dedication. You need to set your limits. You need to have a strategy. You need to watch the pattern. You know what I mean? You need to know where to stay out, when to strike, when to get out. So once it hits my strike limit, man, my shit is like frozen now. Get this shit out of here. It doesn't want to go off. So, but once it hits my limit right here, once this line here, once this goes back down, you see it's going back up, it's basing again. It didn't go down. Then I don't buy it. It went halfway down. You see it landed around half, around right here. It went halfway down, but I'm not bringing my shit up. You could bring it up. You know what I mean? This is like, you could, you know, you could change them. But I'm not bringing my shit down. I'm not bringing my shit up. I am sticking right here. And if this does not come down here, you don't get my money. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because this is too close. This is still basing. This is too close to this. You see this here? The previous base. You see the previous base, the previous bottom. It's a little further down, but it's not enough down. I need to go all the way down. You know what I'm saying? This is still, you see how like this top is close to this top. This top is close to this top. This top is a little further away from this one, but it's not that far further away. And this one is very close to this one. This is basing. This is like a little short wave. I don't like this short wave. I need a big wave. I need it to go all the way down, so it go blah, swing all the way up here, and then over here, around here, I'm gonna set a sell limit. I'm not gonna think it's gonna go. I mean, it could go all the way. I'm gonna watch it. When I start seeing it around this area right here, I'm gonna watch it. And then, you know, you put your little hand on the little sell limit thing, and you could bring it up and you could bring it down. You know what I mean? You could do it live. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm going to weigh around this area, really careful around this area right here, because that's the area that most likely goes back down. And if it goes down again, I sell around here. I sell around here, and I capture all the money from here all the way down to my line that's down here. You know what I'm saying? And I just be out with another win. Catch me 2 wins in a day. Catch me like 3 G's, 4 G's real quick. Boom. And it's 10:50 in the morning, and I'm out. Time to go make some epic videos in the park. #NoLie.